At this point, having gotten almost to the end, I can tell you that you don't have to do any of that because you can have Auto do it for you. One of the applications that ships with Mac OS X is Automator, and I've saved the best for last because what Automator does is allow you to automate tasks and the interactions among them on Mac OS X to a degree that's unprecedented. And I use that term advisedly, unprecedented in Mac OS X. We are at the next level of Automator. What Automator does is to allow you to create workflows. And there are a variety of categories of workflows that you can create. For example, one of the most common things that people do is to manipulate files and folders on their Mac. So let's say you want to do something with files and folders on your Mac. You can ask for files and folders now, and let's do it when the workflow runs. And I now have the beginning of a workflow here. And let's take a look at what happens inside the Automator window. Here's what's happening inside the workflow window. Over here I have actions that are available for use, and I select them and drag them over into the workflow, and they will be executed in sequence. I can show or hide information about each action. If I'm working with files and folders, there's a lot of actions because a lot of the Finder is scriptable. That's the term that's used for being able to support actions like this. Now, there is a scripting language called AppleScript that you can use to write your own scripts, and workflows can in fact execute scripts written in AppleScript or in other languages. But the key here is that Automator provides these workflows and a way in which you can send information from one action to the next. So that, for example, I can choose a Finder item here. This was set up from the introductory sheet when I chose what I wanted to work with. I'm going to start at the desktop, and I want to allow one or more files to be selected, and I only want files to be selected in this case. And then I'm going to say I want to move those items. See the arrow here? Something is coming out of this action and going into this action. I want to move them to, let's say, my Documents folder, and if necessary replace existing files. I can close this up a bit more. I can take the Move Finder items here and look at the description of what it does, and you'll see there are inputs and outputs for actions. There may not be inputs, there may not be outputs, but what this will let me do is to run the workflow, and I'm being asked to select one or more files. If I try to select this web archive file that I created, I could do that. If I tried to select the sites folder, I can't do it because I said I want files. So if I select this one, choose that, and the workflow has completed, and if I go into the Finder, I will see that that file is missing here, and it's been moved over here. Well, that's a simple workflow, but I can do a lot more with Automator and workflows. So let's look at some of the actions that you can use and some of the things that you can do.